You're sitting in a car that feels like a five-star hotel suite on wheels. The seats are massaging your back. There's a literal movie theater screen folding down in front of you. And get this? You can drive over 400 miles on a single charge. Now here's the part that'll make your jaw drop. This isn't some $500,000 fantasy machine. We're talking under $100,000. Yeah, you heard that right. So what's the catch? Well, there might not be one. And that's exactly why the traditional luxury car world is absolutely terrified right now. Let me paint you a picture of what's happening in the automotive world that most people are completely missing. While we've been obsessing over the same old luxury brands doing the same old things with slightly different grills, there's been a seismic shift happening on the other side of the planet. And today, we're diving deep into a vehicle that represents everything the established luxury market hoped would never exist. A car so well-equipped, so technologically advanced, and so ridiculously affordable that it makes you wonder if someone made a mistake with the pricing. But before we get into the insanity of what this machine offers, do me a favor, tap that subscribe button. Because what we cover here, the wild innovations, the game-changing tech, the vehicles that rewrite the rules, this stuff doesn't show up in your typical automotive coverage. We're going where the mainstream media won't. All right, let's get into it. So what are we actually looking at here? Imagine a sedan that stretches nearly 18 feet from bumper to bumper. That's not just big, that's statement-making. The kind of length that makes people turn their heads when you glide past. The design language speaks a very specific dialect, one that whispers old money while simultaneously screaming cutting-edge innovation. Think about those classic luxury sedans that defined elegance for generations. The ones with long hoods, stately proportions, and that unmistakable presence. Now imagine that DNA getting spliced with contemporary minimalist philosophy and technological prowess from a company known for pushing boundaries in the tech world. The exterior silhouette tells a story. It's got that elongated profile that suggests you're being chauffeured to somewhere important, even if you're just grabbing groceries. The roofline flows with this graceful sweep that manages to be both formal and modern at the same time. And here's where it gets interesting. They've added this chrome accent that runs the entire length of the body, not the tacky, overdone chrome you see on some vehicles trying too hard to look expensive. This is subtle, deliberate, placed exactly where your eye naturally travels. Door handles, they're completely flush with the body until you need them. Then they emerge like they've been waiting patiently to serve you. It's that kind of theatrical touch that makes you feel like the car is responding to your presence, not just your key fob. And the two-tone roof option? That's pure executive transport territory. The kind of visual flourish that announces you've arrived before you even step out. Now let's talk about the front end for a second. This is where designers either nail the identity or completely fumble it. Here, they've gone with horizontal LED elements paired with vertical accents. It creates this galaxy-inspired motif that manages to feel both futuristic and timeless. There's no traditional grille, obviously, because electric vehicles don't need them. But instead of leaving that space awkward and empty like some early EVs did, they've created a light signature that commands attention without being aggressive about it. The wheels deserve their own moment. We're looking at these massive multi-spoke designs that have this almost retro aesthetic, but with futuristic center caps that remind you this isn't your grandfather's luxury sedan. Close your eyes and describe what you're seeing, and people would guess you're talking about ultra-premium European metal. Open your eyes and you realize the badge tells a completely different story. One that challenges everything we thought we knew about where luxury innovation comes from. Proportions are everything in automotive design. Get them wrong, and even the fanciest materials and features can't save the overall impression. Get them right, and the car looks expensive before anyone even knows the price. With an 11-foot wheelbase, we're talking about limousine territory here. That creates this incredible visual tension between sporty and stately. The overhangs are long, the window line is razor thin, and the greenhouse design makes it crystal clear that this vehicle prioritizes rear passenger comfort above everything else. This isn't accidental. Every millimeter was calculated to compete directly with the most expensive sedans on the planet. The ones that start at prices that make most people wince. The ones with heritage and prestige baked into every panel. This newcomer is saying, "We studied your homework, understood the assignment, and we're raising the bar." Let's get into the details that separate pretty good from genuinely impressive. The chrome trim strikes this perfect balance, thick enough to feel substantial but restrained enough to avoid looking gaudy. Rain gutters are completely hidden. Doors close with power assist, giving you that satisfying vault-like sound that luxury car buyers associate with quality. And the paint options? They're leaning hard into deep, sophisticated colors. Rich purples, midnight blues, elegant two-tone combinations that photograph like works of art. The paint depth looks expensive, the kind you find yourself staring at in person, wondering how many layers went into achieving that finish. But here's what really matters in today's automotive landscape. The sensor integration. Cameras are tucked into the mirrors. LiDAR and detection systems are subtly woven into the roofline and front fascia. This isn't just a luxury car. It's a smart luxury car. One that's designed to see, think, and react to the world around it with the kind of intelligence we're only beginning to expect from premium vehicles. The rear end finishes everything, with these elegant horizontal taillights that stretch across the entire width. At night, this visually widens the car, making it look even more substantial. It's a big sedan that knows exactly what it is and refuses to apologize for it. The design exceeds expectations for striking aesthetics while flirting with classical European proportions. It's saying to potential buyers around the world, yes, this checks every box you have on your luxury sedan wish list. All right, ready for the part where things get genuinely wild? The interior. Because everything I've described so far, that's just the packaging. What's inside is where jaws start dropping and skepticism starts fading. Imagine opening the door and being greeted by a dashboard that looks like it was designed for a spacecraft, then wrapped in the finest leather money can buy. There's this continuous curved glass display that sweeps from driver to passenger, not separate screens awkwardly stitched together. One seamless, immersive band of OLED technology that acts like a visual horizon across the entire cabin. It's not just showing you information, it's part of the interior architecture itself. The steering wheel is elegantly simple. Soft leather wrapping, a compact digital display right where you need it, and minimal physical buttons, because modern luxury means clean surfaces with tactile controls only where they genuinely improve the experience. This is the philosophy that dominates consumer electronics, now finding its way into automotive design. But let's talk about what really matters in a luxury sedan. The seats. Because calling these car seats is like calling a Michelin-starred restaurant a place that serves food. These are throne modules, multi-axis adjustment in every direction. Heating, obviously, ventilation, naturally. But here's where it gets absurd. Full massage programs that rival what you'd find at an actual spa. Front seats and rear seats both get this treatment. The rear seats, though, they recline into what's advertised as zero-gravity positioning. That means you can literally stretch out into a near-horizontal lounge position and forget you're in a moving vehicle. This is private jet territory. The kind of comfort that makes you actually look forward to being stuck in traffic because you're having the best nap of your life. On each door, you'll find physical controls for seat adjustment. Tactile, satisfying buttons that click with precision. But here's the theatrical flourish. There's a removable touchscreen remote that lets you control everything from your seat, like you're operating a high-end home theater system. Want to adjust your seat position? Done. Climate control handled. Need to dim the side windows for privacy? There's a specific control for that. Want the front passenger seat to fold forward so you can stretch your legs even further? It'll do that too. This reads like a checklist from a private aircraft, not a car. Now, sound and atmosphere. We need to talk about this because it's genuinely bonkers. There's a custom sound system pushing out nearly 3,000 watts through 43 speakers. Yes, you counted that right. 43, including above all this, a starlight ceiling. Fiber optic lights creating a constellation effect, like you're driving under a clear night sky. Mood lighting throughout the cabin can change color temperature based on driving mode or your personal preference. You get this sense of being in a private screening room that just happens to be capable of traveling at highway speeds. The center console is dominated by sculptural controls, twin cup holders that are both luxurious and practical, a rotary dial that feels premium the moment your fingers touch it, wireless charging pads positioned exactly where you'd naturally place your phone, hidden storage compartments for the things you want accessible but not visible. Rear passengers get their own dedicated climate controls and infotainment screens. But wait, because it gets more ridiculous. There's an actual projector system with a pull-down screen. You can transform the rear cabin into a legitimate private theater, not a gimmick. A functional entertainment system that would make business-class flights jealous. Materials throughout the cabin include leather, genuine wood grain trim, and crystal-inspired accents that all feel bespoke. The color combinations lean classic, two-tone purple and white, rich brown and cream combinations that suggest boutique customization rather than mass production. Let me rapid fire through the practical luxury touches, because there are so many they're hard to keep track of. Soft close doors that seal with a whisper instead of a thud. Ambient scent diffusers that change fragrance based on driving mode, calming scents for comfort mode, energizing citrus for sport. Dedicated rear sunshades, temperature-controlled cup holders that can keep champagne cold or coffee hot. Chrome-edged speaker grills with engraved patterns. Quilted leather that lines up with geometric precision like a couture jacket. Headrests sculpted specifically for movie-watching comfort. Little details everywhere. Hidden LED strips tracing doors and dashboard with colors that adapt to your mood or sync with your music. Air vents built into seat backs that gently warm or cool rear passengers from behind. Seat belt buckles that glow softly at night so you never fumble in the dark. Acoustic glass with active noise canceling that mutes the outside world so effectively it feels like someone pressed the mute button on reality. The overall effect? It feels like you're getting way more value than the price suggests. This is limousine-level interior execution at a cost that on paper belongs to a premium but not ultra-luxury vehicle. If you're the type of buyer who judges a car by how it treats rear passengers, massage functions, sound quality, lighting, privacy, theater systems, this vehicle studied that brief extensively and aced every single test. In real measurements, we're talking about a car that's nearly 18 feet long with an 11-foot wheelbase. That translates into legroom that's genuinely limousine-like, configured for 5 passengers in a roomy executive layout. Trunk space is respectable for the class, hitting the mid-range for cargo capacity, and rear seats fold if you need to transport larger items. Compared to the longest versions of traditional luxury sedans, this is playing in the upper echelon of space. But it's clearly built for comfort and ceremony over maximum cargo practicality. This is a car designed for people, not stuff. Now here's what really separates good luxury from great luxury. The massive screens get attention. The incredible range makes headlines. The starry roof gets Instagram posts. But it's the tiny luxuries, the obsessive details that most people won't consciously notice but will absolutely feel, that earn this vehicle its stripes. Those soft-closed doors don't just shut quietly. They seal you inside like you're entering a soundproof sanctuary. The acoustic glass works in combination with active noise cancellation to eliminate urban chaos so completely that it feels like the outside world has been placed on mute. Climate control vents stay hidden until you need them, then slide open with theatrical precision. The ambient scent diffuser syncs with drive modes, offering calming lavender in comfort mode, sharp energizing citrus when you select sport. Look down at the volume knob. It's crystal-inspired, heavy, cold to the touch, and illuminated from within like fine jewelry. Your beverages sit in temperature-controlled holders that actively heat or chill depending on what you're drinking. Power sunshades in the rear glide up silently. Pillowed headrests tilt to perfect angles for comfortable viewing. Even the seatbelt buckles glow gently at night. Air vents integrated into seatbacks provide personalized climate control from behind. Engraved metal speaker grills line up perfectly with leather stitching patterns. Individually, each detail sounds indulgent. Together, they create this overwhelming sensation that the vehicle has anticipated your every need before you even thought of it. It's not excess for the sake of excess. It's obsessive attention to creating a complete experience. But here's the thing. All this luxury, everything I've described so far, that's just the appetizer. Because what's underneath the actual mechanical and electrical guts of this machine? That's where things get truly disruptive. You get 2 options. There's a pure battery electric version with 3 motors that turns this luxury sedan into a legitimate performance machine. Or there's an extended range electric version with a small turbocharged generator that never actually drives the wheels. It exists solely to charge the battery on the go. The numbers are genuinely next level. The pure electric version packs up to 97 kilowatt-hours of battery capacity, delivering over 400 miles of range and hitting 60 miles per hour in just over 4 seconds. 4 seconds. in a luxury sedan built for comfort. That's sports car territory wrapped in executive transport clothing. But the extended range version? That's where the game changes for road trips. Over 745 miles of combined range. Think about that for a second. You could drive from one end of many countries to the other without stopping. And thanks to 800-volt battery architecture, you can charge from 10 to 80% in approximately 10 minutes on a high-power charger. That's faster than a typical coffee break at a highway rest stop. You're not planning your life around charging. You're barely even thinking about it. Okay, deep breath, because this is where emotions get involved. After everything I've described, all the technology, the luxury, the performance, the range, what do you think this costs? Take a guess. $150,000? $200? More? Try under $100,000 in initial pricing announcements. Let that sink in for a moment. A vehicle with an 11-foot wheelbase, rear seats that massage and recline to zero-gravity positions, a 43-speaker sound system pumping out 3,000 watts, a built-in movie theater, and 800-volt ultra-fast charging technology, starting under 6 figures. That's not just competitive, that's disruptive. A proper ultra-luxury sedan from the traditional European brands? You're typically looking at well over this price point, sometimes double or more. The value proposition here is staggering. It's the kind of number that makes every luxury car buyer on the planet sit up and pay attention. Why should you care beyond just the headline price? Because this represents something bigger than one vehicle. This is proof that when a technology giant partners with traditional automotive expertise, they can close gaps that used to protect established brands. Infotainment depth that rivals consumer electronics. Battery performance that eliminates range anxiety. Charging times that actually fit into normal life. User experience design that feels intuitive rather than complicated. If the systems deliver on these promises, real-world range over 370 miles even in less than ideal conditions, charging times that genuinely work with human schedules, and authentic luxury execution, this isn't just another entry in the premium sedan market. It's a fundamental disruption. It compresses decades of luxury expectations into a single product that undercuts both price and traditional service models. For anyone watching this outside the markets where this vehicle is currently available, it's a reminder that the electric vehicle playing field is shifting with incredible speed. Premium products are emerging from places that weren't traditional automotive powerhouses. And they're making people everywhere, myself absolutely included, feel genuinely jealous of what's possible when you rethink luxury from the ground up without legacy constraints. Now, reality check time, because I'm not here to just hype things without addressing legitimate questions. Big questions remain. Safety certifications for different global markets. Long-term reliability data that doesn't exist yet for a brand new collaboration. Service network accessibility if something goes wrong. Data privacy considerations when your vehicle is essentially a computer on wheels powered by technology infrastructure from a massive tech company. So here's what I want to know from you. Is this the ultimate evolution of what a luxury sedan should be in the electric age? Or is it an overhyped experiment that'll look different after a few years of real-world ownership? More importantly, would you actually consider putting one in your driveway? Not as a theoretical exercise, but as a genuine purchasing decision? If what you saw here gave you chills, if it made you rethink what's possible in the luxury automotive space, smash that like button right now. It genuinely helps this content reach more people who are hungry for this kind of deep dive into game-changing vehicles. And if you want more jaw-dropping explorations of innovations that are reshaping the luxury car landscape, hit that subscribe button. Because next time, we're tackling an even bigger question. Can newcomers genuinely dethrone the established ultra-luxury brands that have dominated for generations? Can technology and value proposition overcome heritage and prestige? Trust me, you absolutely don't want to miss that conversation. I'll see you in the next one.